Hey guys, welcome to Honey, We Need to Chat.
Where we believe when communication dies, bad things happen.
Here's a clip from our podcast.
Let's get chatting.
Honey, we need to chat.
Welcome back to Honey, We Need to Chat. My name is Amy and this is my husband Blair.
I am.
Yep. We are all about communication at this podcast. This is something we're extremely passionate about. We've said it before and we'll say it again, that when communication dies, bad things happen. And so the heart behind Honey, We Need to Chat is to be workshopping areas where couples might get a bit stuck in their communication, in their relationship, where we get stuck
Where we've been stuck,
where we
exactly.
have been stuck and where we may get stuck, and just kind of workshop it together as a couple and then also with you guys. So that's what we are about. Welcome to our chit chat episode. How are you going today, babe?
I'm good, babes.
Yeah.
I am, if we're going to do Howie out of 10, I am a 9.5.
Wow.
I'm good. I'm feeling really good. Again, a lot of my, and can be real negative, and it's not for today's episode, but I find a lot of value and self-worth out of productivity.
Yes.
And so last episode, I believe it was last episode or one recently anyway, I spoke about how I had a really low mental health day or a couple of days. And it was because I did not feel confident in the work that I was doing, which made me feel unproductive, which made me feel very low. I've had a really great week. Productive,
Yeah.
kicking some butt, ticking the boxes, and I feel really, really good.
Yeah.
So 9.5.
Awesome.
You?
Yeah, I'd say probably maybe an 8.5. I was a bit tired today.
Yeah, should have had a nap.
I did.
Oh, nice.
So that's where I'm at. But yeah,
Should have
pretty
had
good.
another nap.
I should have had another nap.
But before we get into the topic today, I sometimes I'm in my head a little bit about how much we repeat ourselves, but I'm going to do it anyway because I don't care.
Yeah.
But I seriously, a part of my 9.5 is I'm still on a bit of a high from the engagement we've been getting from our listeners.
Absolutely.
You know, oh man, I think, how long have we been out for?
Literally almost exactly a month. So I'm going to put a post up, but not even a month yet.
It's crazy. And you know, what we hoped for was that Amy and I would have conversations. These are conversations we're already having because we're intentional about us growing in communication, because we see it as such a core foundation in a relationship. And we're like, cool, hopefully, you know, if we help people, that's going to be fantastic. But the feedback, it's not even just feedback, it's the engagement, you know, just the conversations we're having with people. They're sending in messages and saying, oh, like this really spoke to me. This is my situation. This is my story. And then also, you know, can you talk about this? And, you know, we've had a couple of those now and we're like, oh, cool. How do we give this justice? Like, how do we do well in this space? So anyway, we're looking at some guest speakers and stuff coming up in the future. No idea when, but to really just help bring a little bit more oomph into those topics that we're getting that have been written in. But anyway, I've just been on a high about that. I've just absolutely loved it. And even just before sitting down for tonight, I'm having a conversation with a bunch of guys about tonight's topic even. Yeah. And it just, I just love it. I get so pumped up. Yeah, it's just conversations. It's just communication, but the impact that it has on us individually and then just other people around us is really powerful. And so I'm just on a high. I think I'm just really pumped up. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really encouraging. And I think for me, it's just been very affirming or reaffirming, I guess, of the need of communication, and that's just so universal, because what we say and how we navigate communication is just not how everyone's going to do that.
No.
And that's totally fine. But the fact that so many people are engaged in it so far already is not because we're amazing communicators. It's because almost everyone listening to almost every topic has some kind of perspective on it or has navigated it in some way in their own relationship. And so it's immediately applicable. And whether they agree with what we say or not, like they're like, yeah, we've got it. And we've had people disagree, and that's awesome.
What I was going to say is, like, one of the conversations I was having tonight was someone disagreeing with a view that we had. Yeah. But what's awesome though is he's still having the conversation 100%. With his partner. I was like, gotcha. It's just like, it's again, not everyone's going to agree with our point of view, and I'm completely fine with that. That's not the point. Our opinions and our views are not the point. Yeah. It's having the conversation and encouraging you guys to have the conversations and to see the power of that. So I'm just blown away, and we want to keep on encouraging you guys right in. We'll get, because again, we are getting a few now, which we just weren't prepared for. So please, if we do have a little bit of a delay, or if we haven't answered it on a podcast, like answered your questions or your your requests.
If we haven't responded to whatever you've written in
on the episode, just give us time. Again, we were not prepared for this amount of input, and so we're in a bit of catch up, but I'm so thankful for you guys, and just being a part of this with us. It just reconfirms what our thoughts were.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm going to say, before we dive into this chat as well, the interesting thing we've discovered is that, well, it's not interesting, this was totally predictable, that most of our listeners are female, which is very normal for any kind of online content. Most, and especially relationship related, most will be female. But the most feedback we've been getting genuinely is from men. And it's really interesting. A few people being like, I saw this stuff and I was like, oh, that's not going to be my thing. And then I was like, oh, whatever, I'll just try it. And then that they've gotten really into it and they've listened to every episode. We have multiple,
and then they've written in.
Yeah, we've had multiple men that are up to date on every episode and commenting on it. And it's awesome. So what I want to say specifically for this episode, but also in general, like, I just challenge you in this literal moment right now that you're listening to just think, who are 3 people that I could suggest this podcast to? But specifically this episode as well, who are some men in my life that I could suggest this podcast to? Because what we're about to chat about is something that is really universal. Again, maybe not the way we navigate it, but is universal to most couples, and is hopefully going to be something that's a really good conversation starter and a tool and resource for even just starting that exploration in your relationship that sometimes guys maybe aren't aware of. So this episode in particular, I'd love to challenge you to just think, who are people I could share this with, and also specifically, who are some men in my life that might benefit from this too, even though I wouldn't necessarily first think men and this podcast, but it seems to be being a blessing to them. So
absolutely,
yeah, that's our spiel.